Well, hey there, Pisces. Welcome to ZEN-TAROT. My name's Julie. We are going to do a tarot card reading for you today, Pisces. We're going to take a look at the Sagittarius Full Moon coming here June 11th. See how that's going to affect you and your daily. And let's dive right in, Pisces. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. If you would like a personal reading from me, I am open for those, Pisces. I will leave my information in the description box below. Pisces, what is this full moon in Sagittarius bringing to you? I feel like you're having this big awakening, big eyes wide open right now. Let's get an overall theme for Pisces energy under the full moon in Sagittarius, this fiery full moon coming. Oh, there's the fire. Look at that. The Queen of Wands coming out, confident, secure, stable here. Patience. Look at this rebirth under the moon cycle here. So from moon to moon, our last full moon was mid-May. We had the full moon in Scorpio. It was very emotional, very much having us look at the traumas, at the things that have really gone wrong in our lives. And we're in a 9-year in 2025. Nines are all about goodbyes and endings here, from cycle to cycle, from conception to birth here. So beautiful ending out of a cycle here. Look at this totality. I mean, that looks like the Sagittarius fiery moon there in the sky. And you becoming much more connected, much more complete here. So some cycle is absolutely completing for you. And letting go, the number 8, the karmic cycle. This was a karmic lesson, a karmic ending, which can be very, very painful. You've gone through something here. You have cycled through something here, a karmic lesson coming to an end. Now you're feeling much more confident, much more secure. You're much more secure in your decisions, in your thoughts, in your opinions here. It just really had to come out. It bubbled up here. I'm seeing this bubbling brook. So your thoughts, maybe opinions came bubbling out. You just couldn't help but express yourself. It's going to get very, very clear under this full moon in Sagittarius, the inspiration, the moon of inspiration, of fire. Pisces, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Grounding in now, really grounding into Mother Earth. A rebirth is absolutely happening right now. A rebirth in your inspiration, in what gets you going, and what excites you, and what drives you forward. Past lives. Wow, look at this. You really are ending out this karmic cycle through the ancestral line here. So things that your ancestors have always struggled with. Maybe it was poverty, maybe it was love, maybe it was control, maybe it was whatever lesson we all are going through. What has been primary in your focus? What have you been primarily focused on? That's the karmic lesson that goes back through the line here, that you decided, okay, I'm going to come down to earth and I'm going to break that cycle. I'm going to break that chain. But in order to do so, you have to really visit how bad it can get here. So places that your ancestors really didn't have to go or didn't dare to go, you have dived right in to fix it, to soothe it, to balance that karmic lesson out here. Beautiful. Well, let's see what kind of animal spirit guide is walking in the ether with you, Pisces, for this full moon and Sagittarius energy coming in. What is the karmic lesson? What does the animal kingdom say about this karmic lesson? Something flips right away. Number 41, the nightingale spirit. Love is all around. There's the nightingale singing something out. It's like something is bubbling out of you, or it's been held back. I'm picturing like the fizzy, you've been shaken, you've been rattled and rolled these last years, maybe 7-8 years could be. And it built up like the fizz in a can that's been shaken, and now it's just kind of bubbling out. It's not so much this pop, it's not so much this fit of rage against the machine. It's more of a bubbling brook of all this wisdom and knowledge coming out of you, and just kind of at the right time, at the right place. You're finding yourself standing with the right people, saying the right words. So just a real organic shift happening, a real emergence from the cocoon happening. But it's not this bursting out. It's not this, I've changed and look at me and look at everything I've done to get here. It's more of a subtle transition into the next period here. But it brings you so much more lightness, so much more security. The fears, the worries, the anxiety are just kind of bubbling away, fizzing away with the energy. This is beautiful. All right, the Nightingale. What's at the bottom of the deck? The Skunk Spirit. Know your worth. This has everything to do with the Queen of Wands coming out here. So the Skunk Spirit. Number 54, which converts to a 9. You are saying goodbye to insecurity, saying goodbye to fear, saying goodbye to really those fears that have held you back. They just kind of, as soon as you took a step forward, there was that niggling fear of what could go wrong or what's gone wrong in the past. It was just like an anchor holding you back here. Number 41, a 5. Yeah, that's all about change and then saying goodbye. Ending out that cycle you've been struggling with maybe your entire life, but it has come into full focus. It's just been too big to ignore. Maybe you kept trying to push it under the rug. It felt big in your life. It felt like something you needed the time to look at, and so you've been kind of pushing it back down. Bring your ideas to life. This electric eel caught my eye here, number 24, the 6. All right, well, let's get some tarot cards here. We're going to use our Everyday Witch tarot cards. I want to take a look at the mind, the heart, and the soul during this cycle ending here. Your cycle is ending. Whatever struggle you have been working with, whatever karmic lesson has been primarily in your mind, it's been your primary focus. It's coming to an end. You're letting go of that trial and tribulation. And as you let go, it goes back through the lines. It's like this big sigh of relief back through the ancestral bloodline here. Because it was things they could not do. It was the wrong time, the wrong place, the wrong earth, the wrong environment, the wrong energy for them. But they were the start of it. They got the momentum going in this karmic lesson that you are finally, once and for all, putting an ending to. Well, let's see what's been primarily on your mind. What is the focus for those Pisces tuning in here? What has been the primary focus on their mind? What has been the karmic lesson here? Strength. Look at this, about inner power, about inner strength, knowing your worth. With this Queen of Wands coming out in the ether here. Know your worth. Don't let anyone tell you what you're worth, or tell you what you should be focusing on, or tell you which way is the best way for you, because only you know this. This is the struggle that has gone on through the past, is influence, being influenced one way or another. And finally standing your ground, standing in your true authentic light here, Pisces. This is beautiful. You are the light now. You are the beacon now. There's so much chaos in your past. There were so many lessons leading you to doubt yourself, to doubt that inner voice, to doubt the spiritual strength that you have, and intuitive strength. I mean, Pisces, you were born here under the Pisces sign to show us how to be intuitive, how to connect to the spirits, how to connect with the otherworldly things, the paranormal, the mysteries of life, right? This is what Piscean energy is all about. But here comes this Leo strength that you didn't even know you had. It was all of these kind of breakdown of the system. We got to rupture in order to repair. So yeah, it has you standing in your true, there is no one that can knock you out of this true light you're standing in. It's just as anyone can hurl any insult at you and you just kind of chuckle. It's like in the back of your mind, you're just thinking, well, you don't know me at all. Or you haven't been listening. Wow, this is beautiful, beautiful mental clarity and strength coming through. Just absolute mental clarity and strength. That is the truth that is rising within you of just how strong you are. Well, what is being released in the mind space? What karmic lesson is being ended out here, is being fizzled out here? What is over for Pisces? What is over? Look at this, the 8 of Pentacles, self-mastery, even being in the student phase or the learner mode here. It's just you really stepped up. You've stepped out of the classroom. It's like, wow, this is remedial compared to where I want to go, what I want to learn. I'm going bigger, grander, bigger here. This is just remedial for me. It's like sitting in the first grade when you're graduating middle school or something like this, where you're just like, seriously, I'm back in kindergarten here. And it's so remedial, but it's so needed for those people that are in that classroom. It's where you started, maybe lifetimes ago. You started in that same remedial classroom, but you've outgrown it. This happens with spiritual teachings all the time. I listen to Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks. She's been a part of my spiritual growth, my path. I think I started listening to Esther around 2006. Esther is and Abraham is very repetitive. It's very repetitive. It hooked me, hook, line, and sinker. In the beginning, I was absorbing every word over and over and over and over again. It's what needs to happen. That's how memorization comes about, is just hearing the same thing over. And it's like learning lines. If you're an actor, you're just really listening to the same words over and over again. But once you absorb the lesson, once you really, really understand, you're not just listening, but you're understanding, you're really, you're not just hearing, you're really listening to those words, to the messages from Abraham. I go back over and over again to get that reminder, to get the reminder of where we started from, how this school of spirituality can evolve us here. But you outgrow, you have to go find the next leader, the next teacher. Maybe that's Jesus, maybe that's God, maybe that's Buddha, maybe it's right to the source now. But it's the evolution of the expansion of consciousness that's happening. You've outgrown this classroom, you've outgrown these teachings. Maybe it's a relationship that's tried to impose control and tried to really navigate your life for the betterment of you, knowing you can be better. Somebody always pushing you to be better, knowing you can be better. And you're just like, wow, this is way behind. I'm so much leaps and bounds ahead of this controlling relationship here. It's a form of gaslighting when someone's convinced you can be better. It's like, yeah, but how about unconditional? How about, but you're perfect the way you are, right? It's a form of control. So you're moving out, you're understanding what that is, and you're not fighting back at it, because anger breeds anger, resentment breeds resentment. Now you're just going to try to be looking for the control to oppress another because you've been the oppressed one here. It's not like that. It's just you're so far beyond that. It's like, wow, do they have lessons they need to still learn? The oppressor, you're feeling almost pity for. I pity the fool that tries to control me, Pisces says at this point. Beautiful. What is the blockage in the mind space? Let's get the resistance here. What's the resistance for Pisces in the mind space? I keep feeling like something's turning over, but this time it did. Look at this, the healing, the connection, the resurrection now of you, the guru stepping up and understanding that you don't need the teacher any longer. The teacher is actually hurting you at this point because they're trying to impose their ideas, their ways onto this fresh, brand new soul that understands. You go so much deeper because of the lines that have been fighting against oppressor, oppressive, suppressed, and suppressors, right? It's just this has gone back in your line. It's almost like the Catholics and the Protestants, right? It just has gone back through millennia. It's just really been this battle with control in your bloodline here, or manipulation, or fear. It all comes down to fear that you're going to be out of control, that you will lose control, that someone can take their power and push you down, suppress you. So there's intimidation there with the energy. Goes back a really long time, and you've broken it. You've broken it. You know how you did it? By standing in your true authentic light. When someone was trying to manipulate you, instead of saying, stop trying to control me, you said, I really like that idea, but I'm going to do it this way. And you just had this gut feeling to really be diplomatic about this, to stand in your light, to not argue for your own limitations of why you can't do it their way, or why you feel like you can't do it your way. It's just you're setting that down. This is the way I'm going to do it. You're directly connected. You've cut out the middleman. You've cut out the preacher. You've cut out the guru. You've gone right to God, right to Jesus, right to source here. It's absolutely beautiful. You're not whispering in someone's ear in confession for them to relay it to the higher power that you believe in. You're just like, yeah, why am I doing that? Why am I confessing to man when it's God, it's spirit, it's the higher realms that hear me all along? Of course they hear my prayers. Of course they hear my confessions. So absolutely beautiful, Pisces. You are cutting out the middleman. and you are stepping up onto the podium where God can hear you directly. And I say God, that's what I've always said. You insert whatever higher power is your guiding force. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's in the Tao, it says once you name God, it is no longer God. So it's very difficult to find the name of that higher you. All right, Spirit, what's your advice in the mind space for Pisces? What is your advice in the mind space for Pisces? And we're going to take a look at the heart. Look at this, Pisces. Look at this graduation going directly to the source instead of going to a card reader. Maybe you're using me as entertainment here because you are the card reader. You are the source. You are the channeler. You are the direct connection, as the star card here says, to that higher source here. You've cut out all of the noise, the white noise, this is the way, the spiritual snubbing that goes on. It's like, yeah, that's that remedial classroom of spirituality. I am so far beyond that. There's no reason not to accept all ideas, all ways of connection, all ways to show love here. So unconditional love coming to you because you've cut out all of the conditions. Well, when so-and-so accepts me, then I'm going to be the best card reader in the world, or whatever the acceptance from another. I think it had to do with control, because look at this major arcana and the past lives here. So this has been a situationship down the line for a really long time until you with your big machete of truth. I will not be influenced any longer. You cannot be influenced at this point, except from Spirit. That is absolutely your number one. That's your deal breaker here. If Spirit says yes, I'm going to do that. If Spirit says no, I am not going to do that. I'm not going to give you any excuse of why I'm not doing it or why I am doing it. I'm not going to justify myself any longer. Absolutely beautiful. It puts that gaslight out wherever you go. So you're almost manipulating the energy before you enter the room, Pisces, because you will not tolerate. People will treat us the way we tolerate, plain and simple. You have this very clear boundary now. You shall not come. You will come to me correctly, or you will not come to me at all. It's just this beautiful respect you are demanding, and so it shall be. And so it shall be, Pisces. Whatever you want, and so it shall be. No longer arguing for why you need that, or why it's fair, or why you work so hard for it, or why you deserve it. There's just no more arguing. It's like, it is what it is. Let's take a look at the heart space. Let's see the primary emotion right now. What truth is rising in the heart space, in the emotions? Yes. Oh God, the sorrow. I knew this card was going to show up with this kind of karmic ending of the heartbreak, of the suffering, of the suffrage, whatever that means to you. It's over. It's over. The chains are broken. The anchor is broken. It can't hold your spirit back any longer. Now you are free. Now you are free, Pisces. You are free from that. Oh, that very, very painful time, that very, very painful period. It just had to be. You had to go there. You had to visit the places that took these people out. They could not change it. Look at this change. Look at the force you are to be reckoned with now. There is no stopping the momentum of this power. This is power. This is freedom. Freedom from the restrictions, the chains, the judging, the mirroring that has gone on in your life. People mirroring back every single fear you've ever had right to you, to force you to look at those demons, to force you to look at those fears so that you could set it down once and for all. You could be the chosen one to walk through the unknown with no fear of what is beyond, because you are in complete control. Look at courage with the strength card up there too, with the totality and the sharing. My God, look at this. This is the Buddha card. Bloom where you are. You are blooming where you are, amongst the suffering, amongst the pain of the changing world, which is ever changing. Every time you think you get a grip, there it is. I mean, change truly is the only constant. Absolutely glorious. This is a glorious, glorious breaking free. We're just going to leave those in the heart space here because this is what it took to push you here, to push you into blooming where you are, no matter what the circumstances are telling me, no matter what my heart is telling me. Your heart has been broken. It's been broken, but it had to break to be repaired, to be healed. To be healed, you had to get as sick as you were going to get. You have been as sick as you're ever going to get again, Pisces. You are healed from that. You have the immunity to it now. This brought you the immunity, this change, this broken chain, this freedom, true sense of freedom is by your doing. So every generation after you, every time your bloodline is going to think back on this oppressor, oppression, this heartbreak, this suffering, this real brutality in the energy anyway. They're going to think of you and the savior, the one that finally broke it so they could go on to the next karmic lesson here. This is beautiful. This is having your heart broken so you could understand love, so you could understand grief, so you could understand the other side of it. This is the other side of grief, the other side of suffering, the other side of pain, the other side of worry, of anxiety. This is the other side of it. This is being free of all of those chains. You're just breaking them one by one. It's just like fear of rejection, gone. Fear of abandonment, gone. Fear of poverty, gone. Because I am directly connected. There's no one in control of my happiness but me. There are some people in prison who are freer than those who are not. And you are freer. You are free from the worry now. Well, let's see what this brings into the daily life with you. Let's see what this brings in. Is there any more that you have to say in the heart space since we moved on to the Osho ZEN-TAROT? You're out of the crossroads. I love this, the Two of Swords coming out in reverse. You're out of the crossroads. This is over. This is over. Had to happen in the year 2025, the number 9 year, the year you will never forget when you walked away from the oppression, when you walked away from being the victim. You did not turn into the victimizer. That is just repeating the chain. That's what everyone before you has done. They wanted revenge. They wanted vengeance. How could you not when you've been this trapped in your own emotions, in your own feelings, no one caring, no one listening here. So yes, they got trapped there and they never could break it. And here you come, you just out of that prison. It's just, I am done holding myself back, holding myself in contempt, blaming myself for all the troubles of the world here. I'm done. I'm putting that back on their shoulders, on everyone around me's shoulders. I will take responsibility for my actions and my actions alone. It is beautiful. It opened up the channel. It's like this radio dial that you've been tuning for years, and it's just, you heard it, you felt it, it was getting there, and then crystal clear, bam, there's the message. You did it. You tuned right into the right frequency with your higher self here, and it's just like, there, don't move. Don't move. Don't listen to any other channels. Just don't move. Stay on that channel. Beautiful tuning in. All right, let's take a look at the everyday life, the daily life. What truth is coming in the daily life, in the tangible for Pisces? What is coming in? What truth is coming in the daily life for Pisces? What truth under the Sagittarius Full Moon for Pisces? Oh, wow. Look at this leader stepping up, the Hierophant, the Pope card. It's not the Emperor. It's not the narcissist trying to control the kingdom now because he has been controlled and he has been condemned for no reason and he needs blood and he needs revenge. This is the higher understanding that I am done with that classroom of war, of hate, of fear-mongering. It's remedial. It's so far below me. Let them go low, but I'm going high, and I'm getting higher and higher and higher until that dial is tuned in exactly where I need it to be to allow me to bloom where I'm at. No matter what my circumstances are. People are going to be looking at you and it's like, are you crazy? The sky is falling. How can you be happy? How can you have hope in these times? And you just shrugging your shoulders. You really don't know, because if they only knew what you had been through and the despair and the prison that you've been in, there's no explaining it. It's again, they need to go to that lower classroom. They need to start out where you started out in order to even absorb what you're saying or understand what you're saying. Just like you didn't understand, I didn't understand the words that Abraham was saying for the first 3 years. I had to have it repeated over and over. I put my headphones in and go for walks, and I just wanted to absorb this energy of peace, no matter what. This is a huge elevation for you, a big, big evolution for you with the Hierophant. Number 5 coming through here. We've got the 5 a couple of times here, and we had that change card right here, number 10. The 2 5s. You got 5 here, you got 5 here, and then you got the number 10, the 2 5s. Completion. Completion, there's the 9. You're in the 9. Look at this letting go, this saying goodbye to all the worry, all the stress, all the sorrow here. So, wow, this is huge with this major arcana. This is huge. All right, what else in the foundation do we need to know here? What is coming to light here as far as the spirituality? I need to see where you're taking this. You're a healer now, and it's just like you don't have... It's like the world is your classroom now. You're teaching on a much broader level now. So that's the energy, but I want to see what that is. What is that all about for Pisces? What is that all about for Pisces? What's coming in? It's the Lovers. Oh my God. The real soulmate energy connection now. Not the imposition, not the burden, not the obligation. The real connection now. The real relationship now, where there's just almost a beautiful, beautiful peace between the two of you. There's a silence. There's a beautiful silence where you don't even have to make small talk. You don't have to talk. They know, and you know. You know exactly where their energy is at. They know exactly where your energy is at. And look at this money, this financial offer coming in, because people are starting to sense this peace around you. And people, you know, peace is going to breed peace, like anger and frustration breeds the same here. So peace is emanating from you. It's just, again, it's what you're tolerating. You will not tolerate anything less. It's like, go to the back of the line then, if that's how you're going to come at me, or go back. You need to go back to school. Go get schooled some more because you're just not tolerating it. Beautiful, beautiful connection coming through, a soulmate connection coming through. And it's a divine. It's divinely sent to you so that now you can see the other side of this. That's exactly what it's for. You're going to know who I'm talking about. There's no doubt about it. There's a beautiful divine connection, somebody you can sit in the room with and say nothing at all, and they know. It's like, I see you. I know. You don't have to say. Or when you're really having a bad day and you walk through the door and you just, if you start talking about it, you'll just break down and start crying, and they just come give you a hug. It's like, I know. They just feel you. They feel you. And you're being felt. You can feel this connection, this soulmate connection, this higher divine relationship coming in, Pisces. This is absolutely beautiful. It finally gives you a chance to see the other side of grief and the other side of suffering. It's that messenger in the window, that messenger of hope, messenger of light. This is all about you bringing in the light to shun the darkness, to shun what goes on behind the closed doors in the darkness here. You're bringing it to light. You had to bring it to light. You had to talk about it. You had to express. You had to let it bubble out of you in small doses of what you've really, really gone through in order to get a grip on it, in order to really go directly to the source now. You had to tell the wrong people, right? That's the only thing that's coming through my mind right now. It's like, I wish I hadn't shared that. It's like, it made it worse than it could have been had you have not shared it. So you've learned all these lessons of who you can trust and what you should share and what is going to be helpful and what is going to dig you deeper in that rabbit hole. Someone trying to save you and making it worse, right? It's just, you're being very, very, very careful. You're being very cautious of the humanness around you, and you're going directly to the source, directly to the divine connection. You're bypassing all the people that maybe have your best intentions at heart, maybe have their best intentions at heart. Either way, you're cutting out the white noise. You're cutting out the white noise, the the hindrance. It's been hindering for your healing here, but that's what you had to go through. It's exactly what you had to go through in order to come into this understanding that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who can understand me or who can feel me or who's resonating me with right now. It's like these card readings with me. It doesn't matter if I'm helping one person. Isn't that what I set out to do? And the answer is yes. That is exactly what I set out to do. In these troubling, dark times, I just wanted to help one person per reading. That was my goal. So if this has helped you, hit the thumbs up. Let me know here. And what's on the bottom of the deck? Two of Pentacles here. You've been juggling finances too. These karmic lessons, they go deeper than just one thing. They go way deeper than just relationships or money or career, or this encompasses all when you're in this kind of karmic ending. This is a karmic ending, Pisces. So just like the Piscean age, right? It's the karmic ending. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful. Pisces, I love this reading for you. The Sagittarius full moon is going to bring a lot to light, Some things are going to bubble up that are going to force you to look at them, to feel them, but that you need to feel them in the energy and in the emotional maturity that you're in now, because you're a different person now. So go back and try to process some of those things in the energy that you're sitting in right now of peace and blooming where you are and finding happiness no matter what. So if these things are bubbling up, just let them bubble, let them bubble over, and really let it go. That's the only way to let it go, is to let it out. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing here. It's like that bit is kind of trapped. It's those hurt feelings, those feelings of betrayal, of resentment, of abandonment. They want to bubble up, but you're not letting it out because you're afraid once you let it out, you'll never stop. I went through this a couple of years ago when I was so overwhelmed with grief. Grief is the almighty transformer. It just absolutely is. But you feel if you start crying, you're never going to stop. You're never going to stop. So you're almost holding it back because you're so fearful of being out of control with grief. You will feel out of control with grief when you let yourself feel it. But it's the only way through. It's the only way out is through. And that's the truth. I've heard that many times, but it's true. It's true. You have to allow yourself to feel the grief in order to feel the other side of it. So allow yourself to feel. Just allow yourself to feel. Know that spirit is here. You are never alone. And this energy of healing is gaining momentum. There will be no stopping it, Pisces. So you are such an integral part of that. You're so spiritual. You're so psychic. You're so beautiful. I love you. And sending you all my love and light, Pisces. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, Pisces. I will definitely tune in with you soon.